Turn of the century American society was not kind to the poor, mentally challenged, women, and minorities, but this is common knowledge. What may not be so well known are some of the methods America used to either conceal, ignore, or simply discard these groups. One of these methods used was known commonly as the poor house or poor farm, where the unwanted members of society were kept out of sight under the guise of charity. The unfortunate people relegated to these county poor farms mostly included the elderly, ill, and the mentally disabled. Some were there by choice, others were placed by family or the county leaders. There were many documented events in these facilities regarding abuse of the residents and using the facility for nefarious purposes, such as unsanitary abortion clinics, unexplained deaths of children, and convenient disappearance of certain residents. It is well known to local historians that thousands of people perished in these facilities and were buried on the poor farm property cemetery, some legitimately documented and others not. In this video, we will visit one such cemetery and use new technology to try and communicate with any lingering spirits that may have a message that they'd like to share. All right, hunters, here we are. Like I said on my live stream, I wanted to come back out to the county home, the county poor farm cemetery. So a lot of times on YouTube, you'll see them say that the institution, the sanatorium, the hospital, the old hospital is haunted because the patients passed away and they were buried on property somewhere and they don't know where. Well, this is a reverse situation. I'm not certain where the county home was. I know it was to the north of me, but I don't know exactly where it was. But I do know where the cemetery is behind me. So we're going to do a Ghost Tube Seer session, and I want to give you some details that I didn't share in the first two videos because I wasn't sure that I could say it on YouTube, but I'm going to make it as gentle as possible. But these are reprehensible facts that were shared with me by a state official. So I'm going to give you a moment, clear the room, get the children out if they're watching, because I try to do a child-friendly channel. So I'll give you a minute. So the county farm was notorious for having, of course, mentally challenged individuals, adults, and children that the family did not want to take care of. They also took in unwed mothers who would get pregnant out of wedlock, and then they would go to the county farm, and then they would terminate the pregnancy, or they would have the child and the child would have an accident, and then the child was put in this cemetery. Now, there are documented graves at the front, and sometimes illegal activity, they use the back portion of the cemetery. So I wanted to give you guys a preview. So all these mentally challenged adults, children, infants had accidents, and then they were buried undocumented in the cemetery. Now, I'm assuming the front part is consecrated ground because it's registered and it has the headstones, but I'm not sure about the back side of it. So we're going to do a Ghost Tube Seer, and we're going to see if we get anything relevant for what I've just told you, anything that's relevant to the information I just gave you. So also, I'm going to show you guys, they've done a little changes to this location since the last time I was here. They put in some fences. They've made it a little bit more difficult to get in here. So I'm just going to show you. I'm not trespassing because there's no fence where we're going, but the rest of the property is very, very secure now. So let me set that up. I'm going to get the Ghost Tube Seer going, and then we're going to go to the back of the cemetery, and we're going to do that first and foremost because my car is kind of parked out in the lane. So if they see it, they're probably going to roll up, and the police officers are probably going to ask me to leave. So let me set the Ghost Tube Seer up, and let's see what we get. All right, guys, I'll see you in a minute. All right, one other thing, guys, I just want to let you know, I'm using my cell phone because I didn't want to set any of my equipment up, and then the law enforcement roll up and say, get your mess out of here, or confiscate it. So that's why I didn't want to set up anything elaborate. That's why I'm using my cell phone. So I'm also going to show you a little bit around the school before we do Ghost the Ghost Tube Seer. All right, let me get that set up. All right, guys. So I don't have my mic on or anything, so you guys are going to get this au naturel from the mic on the phone, because like I said, you see all these fences they put up here? Remember our first 2 videos, none of this was here. They have put huge padlocks on these portables out here, these portable buildings, and the rest of the property out here, same thing. They have a big high chain link fence around the property now. Now this is a high school, so, but before it had very little fencing on it. I could park in the parking lot around the other side, and I could just walk through the back, but you can't get anywhere near that now. So the only way I can park is out here on the main drag, and I'm sure if they see me, look at that fence on there. Look at that. That's like a security, that's like almost like a prison fence. So that was, none of this was here the last time I was here. So I just wanted to let you guys see that, how they have secured this area. Now that is a lot of the state new laws coming into effect this year to harden the schools against any sort of violence. So this is a natural thing. This is not selective to this school. They're going to do these to all the schools. Now here we are on the property. This is the cemetery. Now you guys seen it before, and you remember these posts for the old cemetery fence? They put that fence just behind it. So it's not even on the cemetery property. They've separated the school from the cemetery. And the cemetery is out here. And way back there, now my buddy was working in this building. It's right over there. You probably can't see it. And he said when they were moving things out of that building, they saw figures playing back here. Right back in that grove back there. So I know, you see where that ground slopes? Right about there. I think this area here, this flat area, has headstones, head markers. I've shown you guys before. They're kind of hard to see, but here's one right here. See it right there? So this flat part, I'm pretty sure is consecrated. You can see it's got a main gate. At one time it had the main gate with the pillars there. I've shown you guys this before. But once you see this fall off right here, this slope here, and we've walked through this together a couple times. And you can see now where this building is here, there's an empty lot that's been there for a very long time. Now, I believe this property over here was the the farm, the property where they were doing the gardening and the vegetables and everything to sustain the county farm, the county home, which I think was over there. So, but there's the original entrance to the cemetery right there. And of course it's fenced for that property as well. They have a fencing behind that. So this is the only part that's not fenced in. You can get to it on the back road, and you can see where they've taken the lawn equipment or cars and they've driven all the way through here. Or at least they've driven up in here. So that's what this is. So what we're gonna do, so just want to give you one more shot here so you can kind of remember it. Now I got here because I didn't want to pull out a whole bunch of lights. I got here a little before dark. Still, believe it or not, the phone camera picks up way more light than it is out here, like all my cameras seem to. So even when it's not total pitch black out here, it is creepy just standing out here. Okay, we're gonna make our way to the back, and then I'm gonna set up the ghost tube back here where they're telling me they're seeing the shadows and the specters. And I've been out here after dark, and you guys tell me if you see anything behind me moving in the brush line, because they say they see things all over in here. But it's pretty eerie back here, knowing the history of this particular location. So, all right, so I'm gonna get the ghost tube. I'm gonna sit still because the ghost tube, because I wiggle when I walk a lot, which I'm sure is gonna make you guys seasick, but We're going to do the Ghost Seer. I'm going to set it up and we're going to go. I'm going to set up the Ghost Seer and we're going to go right back here. I'll show you guys. Okay, we're already getting an image here. Looks like a ballerina. They put a different feature on there. When you get an image, it seems to have a alert now. So we have a dancer with us. We have a little dancer with us. I'm going to ask questions and I'm going to see if they answer. See if we can hear it on the phone. Do we have a little dancer with us? Can you let me know? Can you say yes? Okay. Thank you for that image. Anyone else want to show me something? You can come over and you can talk to my box and it'll show. It'll show whatever you would like to tell us. And tell us who you are. Tell us what you like to do. Can you show us where you lived? Can you show us your family? Sorry guys for the camera shake. Can you show us your family? Can you show us where you lived? There we go. So you guys played out here, guys? Oh, is that yarn? I think that's yarn. Is that yarn? I'm not sure. Is that what you did? I'm not sure, guys, if that's fruit, if that's yarn, or if that's balls that they played with. I'm not sure. Is that what you did? Did you knit? Was that your job? Did you guys play ball out here? Can you show me what you look like? Can you show me your mom, your family? Can you show me the teacher? Can you show me your teachers? I'm gonna come a little closer in case you're nervous. Excuse me guys for the camera shake. I know it shakes when I move. I'm gonna come a little closer. Can you show me your family? I'd really love to see your family and what you did while you lived at the county home, at the farm. Please show me what you did. Okay, show me what you want to show me. You don't have to answer my questions. All right, guys, so I moved back up to the front. I was down there, and I think there's some standing water down there because we've had nothing but rain for the last month. And I noticed that the mosquitoes were about to eat me alive. Now, I normally am not bothered by gnats and mosquitoes, but they were voracious down there. So I moved back up front where there's some light and where they've cut the grass, and I know it's not standing water. So we're gonna try one more time with the Ghost Tube Seer here up front and see what images we get up here. Let's give it one more shot up here. Okay, let's go. All right, guys. I moved up front. I got the Ghost Seer on right now, Ghost Tube Seer. Okay, my name is James. You can give me a message through this little box that I'm holding. I'm gonna switch hands, guys. You can give me a message through this little box I'm holding. You can actually show me an image. So if you'd like to show me a picture of you, your family, what you did for a living, the haunters and myself are interested in anything you want to show us. I know that some of you here didn't get to say goodbye. Do you want to say goodbye? Guys, I'm not going to be able to take the mosquitoes much longer. They're bad. Here we go. Okay. So that's the farm. That's what it looked like back then. That's what I thought. It was nice and flat. It kind of looks like Florida scrub bush. Yeah, that kind of looks like Florida. It's all flat. Is that what it looked like when you lived here? Is that a little canal in front, guys? I can't tell. What is that in the very front? I don't know what that is. Is it two people? Is that two tiny images? I'm not sure what that is. You want to show us a picture of your teachers, of your nurses? Do you want to show us a picture of your family? I would love to see a picture of you. You want to show us your family? I can't be here much longer. I wasn't smart enough to bring bug repellent. And I can't keep my cameras still long enough to keep them, because I got to bat mosquitoes off of me. Yeah, they're just tearing me to pieces, guys. I don't mean to bother you, and I know you might be shy, but this device will not hurt you. I won't hurt you. This is like an old camera, or this is the way we take pictures now. It's the way we draw pictures. We use a device now. I'm getting ready to go. I told the Haunters, which is the group. Okay. And there is a picture, Haunters, of a doctor and a patient. And I think we can all agree, that's pretty relevant to a county home and a sanatorium. And there's also, that's the facility that's next door to me, it's a senior center, senior health care. I don't think it's a hospice, but it's definitely a senior care center. So did you get care here? Was that what you remember? The last thing you remember? Before they put you here? You were working on the farm? Then you got sick? Did you get ill? Thank you. Thank you very much for showing that to me. You have all our condolences and sympathies. If that was you or your family, we're sorry that happened to you. So you served in the military. You're proud of that? Looks to me like a destroyer. That's not even a battleship. I think that's a destroyer. We're thankful for your service. Thank you for your military service. All Americans appreciate that. There are people all over the world who want to come here to enjoy America because of what the veterans did, serving in the military. We thank you for that. All of us. I have to go very soon. Would you like to tell me goodbye? Are you telling me you're a Native American? That sure looks like... I mean, that looks like a cypress forest. Were you a Native American? Did they have Native Americans at this facility? Did they bury Native Americans here? Because that sure looks like the Everglades. Or maybe you were a firefighter? And that's a burnt forest? Is that what you did for a living? Guys, I'm just speculating here. So forgive me. I just wanted to thank you for all these images you're showing us. We're going to be here a couple more minutes. So is there anything you want to say? Tell us goodbye? Just tell us goodbye. Maybe a picture of you. I would love to see a picture of you. And so would my haunters. Well, they're not my haunters, but the haunters. You know, next time, you know, you wouldn't think in October you would need mosquito repellent to hold your hand still because you're getting eat up, but that's what's happening to me, guys. All right, I'm getting ready to leave. Is there anything else you want to show me before I leave? There are people going to be watching this on like an opera, like a vaudeville show. This is going to be where lots of people can see it. So if you have a message you want to tell lots of people, sort of like a play, but it's on the little device I'm holding. People use this device now instead of going to the theater. Anything you want to say as far as goodbye? One last message. Anything you want us to know? All right, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to give you about another 30 seconds, and then I'm going to go. And I thank you for all those wonderful images you've shown me. And that story you've told us. Showing us the farm, the property, military service. I see things moving out of the corner of my eye all the time, guys. But I think it's just I'm old, my eyes. But it just looks like things are always moving to the sides. Okay. That's it. We're going to leave now. So goodbye and thank you. And thank you for your military service. And you have our condolences for your family and your losses. Okay. Good night, guys. Good night. All right, hunters, that was pretty crazy. I apologize. I know it's getting dark, but I knew I had some lights up here front. But the mosquitoes are so bad. They are so bad back there that I could barely sit still. They were climbing my legs. They were all over my ankles. They were all over me. So forgive me for that. For I know my camera was jiggling a little bit, but I just wanted to come back here while I had a chance. I was going to come last night, but it rained again last night. And you can see behind me the thunder clouds, rain clouds behind me. So there's a high probability in front of me as well that it's going to rain again before I even get back to the house. So, but I just wanted to come by here, do a Ghost Tube Seer. We've never done that here before. And I just wanted to check the property and see what it looked like. And I am amazed of the security they put on the school. And this is still wide open. But it seems it's pretty well surveilled because it doesn't look like anybody ever tampers with this. Looks like they might have had a little motor traffic. That could have been the lawnmower, for all I know. So it looks like it's a pretty secure place. I don't think anybody's bothering the cemetery here. All right, hunters, take care of each other, look after each other, and I'm still in the midst of planning my trip to St. Augustine, and I got a couple other things in the works. I want to try to go back, and I'm trying to arrange a solo at the Riddle House, which is supposed to be extremely haunted. I went there once before, talked to Joseph, and I want to try to get in there by myself. I'm going to try to pay for 10, 15 minutes alone in there by myself. I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm reaching out to the paranormal group now that runs all the tours here. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to try to do that during the Halloween season. Spooky stuff in Halloweens. So, but that's what I got on the plans, on the agenda for the now. I got St. Augustine, I'm working on that. and I'm making arrangements for the locations that I need to visit. And then I want to try to do Riddle House again. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little Ghost Tube Seer session. I know it wasn't a whole lot, but it's pretty creepy here. And it's always very secluded. I never see anyone here. I always think somebody's gonna roll up on me, but they never did. And I go back in the back and it's very creepy. So I hope you enjoyed this little bit of Ghost Tube Seer action. I was gonna do it Spirit Box, guys. I tried it, but I couldn't even hold it still for the mosquitoes attacking me. So again, be good to each other, take care of each other, and I will see you on the next one.